saw your blog back in February or so forth. It created a lot of comment, probably from many people who are here. And since then, the idea of Seedcamp has grown legs, and I think it kind of is born, as I would understand it, on your observations on precisely this issue, that there's actually a hell of a lot for Europe to build on, and it's trying to focus on perhaps the elements that should make the bigger difference to thinking big and taking something global quickly. Perhaps you could just tell us a bit more about exactly what Seedcamp initiative is up to and why.
Okay, so I mean, I guess I should preface this by saying that, you know, I've been lucky enough to be an entrepreneur in the US, so from 95 to 2002, and then an entrepreneur in the UK and Europe from 2002, where I started my company Video Island. And I think, you know, even in the 5 or 7 years that I was in the States, coming back to Europe had changed measurably in terms of people's ambition levels, people's VC, sophisticated VC investment, and I think, you know, things have got better and better. So now that I've sort of moved more onto the investing side, I've probably done, along with my father at the Accelerator Group, 15 to 20 investments, seed investments in the last 3 or 4 years, mainly European companies. You know, my observation, and now working with Index, is that, you know, particularly young first-time entrepreneurs don't lack ambition, because I think, you know, I've been involved a little bit with Sumon and Imperial Entrepreneurs. There are great entrepreneurs who have great ambition. What they are missing are basically the ability to really connect to the people who can help them. So whether it's serial entrepreneurs like Zvi or Adrian, whether it's angel investors like Doug or other folks you know, who've been here today, or whether it's VCs, it's really hard as a first timer to actually understand, how do I put the various pieces together. And I was inspired by looking at the model that Paul Graham had started in the US, the Y Combinator model, and then followed by Brad Feld, who's a VC in Boulder with Techstars, where basically what these guys were saying is, you know, which is absolutely right, there's never been a better time to start a web business. You can start business at extremely low cost. There's open source technologies that basically, you know, allow people for very, very small amounts of money in very short amounts of time to throw up an application and see what's out there. And what they did in the States was to basically make it possible for young entrepreneurs, people who, as Sumon said, are at an Imperial, you know, at the Technicon in Haifa, you know, at Cape Town University, at a university in Ukraine. You know, we've got talent across EMEA. You know, people who are thinking, you know, I can do that, or I could build a great business. So what we're trying to do with Seedcamp, and although it's a rough cut of our first version of the website, it's now live today at seedcamp.com, is basically create the opportunity for smart entrepreneurial, first-time entrepreneurial talent, particularly technical talent, to apply through the web, through the Seedcamp website. We're going to choose the 20 best ideas that we see. The judging panel is a panel of 7 or 8 VCs from firms like, you know, 3i, Index, Highland Capital, Axel, Atlas rather, and others. And we're going to choose the 20 best ideas, invite people to come to London for a week in September. And during that week, we're going to surround people with entrepreneurs, VCs, HR people, PR people, SEO experts, product experts, the people you need to help accelerate your business idea. And at the end of that week, we're going to seed fund for 50,000 euros each, the 5 best ideas, invite those people to then stay in London for another 3 months. And during that 3-month period, intensely be able to work with those companies on a weekly basis towards a demo day, week 6, an investor day, week 10, and see, if we can really sort of catalyze some of this sort of European talent by bringing together, entrepreneurs, investors, and the ecosystem in one place. And that's really, what I've seen is a requirement, and the people involved in Seedcamp, I think, importantly, why it's different from what's going on in the US, come from across the industry, multiple VCs, multiple entrepreneurs, and from across Europe. And I think we just need a boost in Europe, and we need to say, as V said, think big, go for it. And there's no reason, you look at Skype, you look at Last.fm, you look at NetVibes, you look at MySQL, you look at Zend. We've got technology companies that have blazed a global trail in Europe, and we can do a lot more.